HackSpirit. Where are all the good men? 18 reasons it's so hard to find a good man. Now, I came across this article about a month ago, and then I saw Terrence Popp covered it on his channel. But I have a different take, I think, from what he was saying. He said a lot of good stuff there, but I think there is a little bit different approach that we can look at this from and kind of really see why it is that so many men are going red pill. Because this is obviously an article for women. Now, before we get started, I want to thank everybody for stopping by and supporting my work. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed because YouTube does unsubscribe people every single day. You find me on Rumble, Twitter, BitChute. Let's get in here. I'm not going to read this intro. It's just we're all the good men. You know, you're asking yourself, here's 18 reasons why. And then there's going to be 7 ideas to help you find one. The issue is modern Western dating is just broken, period. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say to women that's going to help them find a good man because they're the ones who are in control of the dating market. Men are just along for the ride. I dealt with this all when I was a kid, before I met my wife. Ugh. I mean, the jerking around that I got from women, the games. This has been going on for a while, right? This is not a 2000s issue. When did I meet my wife? 2014. So actually, I had fewer incidents after the 2000s started than I did before the 2000s started. So one incident happened. This one makes me so angry for a lot of different reasons, but called up this girl. She gave me her number. How did I get her number? I called this girl, and then she's like, hey, can you call me back in 10 minutes? And I should have said, my rule is, no, you call me back in 10 minutes. I'm not going to call you back in 10 minutes. That's ridiculous. You want to talk to me? Call me back. But I said, okay, sure, why not? I was desperate, I guess. Called her back. Person answers the phone was not her. Some irate man yelling at me about how did I get this phone number? She doesn't want to talk to you. We don't want to have anything to do with you. It's like, seriously, dude, you're part of the problem. You're one of these soy boy feminazi idiots who are contributing to the female dating dilemma, to the male. I mean, there's a bigger male dating dilemma than there is a female one, right? One of the last girls I asked out before I met my wife, this girl I met at the gym, cute girl. And every time I talk to her, she's laughing. She's asking questions. She's sharing information. We're having a good time. It's all smiles. I asked her for her phone number. She's like, nope, I'm not in the place right now where I want to be with a boy. So I think that I've gotten fewer incidents of chain yanking when the 2000s hit is because everybody started getting a cell phone. And then all of a sudden, there's a different dynamic. You're not getting fake numbers. Fake numbers was all the time. All the time you're getting fake numbers. It's so ridiculous. Nowadays, it's like you got a cell phone, so you just pull out your cell phones and like you exchange numbers right there. So you know you're getting that person's number. Just ridiculous stuff, though. These girls will pull. And it's like you don't have to play these games. You can just say no. And, oh, he's going to get mad at me. And yeah, okay. Maybe there are some guys who get mad at you. But so what? What can they do? Number 1, hookup culture makes it difficult to date. Yeah, don't engage in hookup culture. Let me see. Thanks to dating apps, casual dating has become the new standard for modern dating. Gone are the days when you had to actually go through dating to get laid. Dating apps taught men that they can easily skip to dessert with just one swipe, so why bother going through the entire dinner? Yeah, so whose fault is that? If women are giving up dessert on a right swipe and a couple of emails, why? I don't understand why you're blaming men for this. Long-term relationships are a thing of the past, and people, including women, are leaning towards quick hookups. Semblances of intimacy and deep connection are easier to achieve with almost everyone you meet, so much so that real connection born from long-term bonding and relationship building feels like a chore. Hooking up with people also lends a sense of partnership and belonging. Because you can easily feel good with the next person, men aren't really driving to try so hard anymore. You don't have to do the things that make you a good boyfriend because chances are you'll get the benefits of being in a relationship without actually being in one. Exactly. And again, that's women's fault. You're using the wrong dating app. All dating apps are the wrong dating app. I think when he goes through here, he says something about how you're using Tinder instead of, say, OkCupid. Dating apps should be outlawed. Talking about banning TikTok, we should ban dating apps. The solution to this dating problem is having to go out and actually meet somebody face to face, talk to them, deal with them as a human being, and then going on a date. And you already know this is a real person. It's not just a swipe right. It's not just an image on a computer screen. And we just talked about number 1 is like it's hookup. It's all hookup. Yeah, because you can just swipe on somebody and then hook up with them, and then you don't have to deal with that person. This is a smorgasbord. Dating apps are a smorgasbord for women. So you do real world dating, then women don't have the illusion that there's all these men out there that can satisfy their desires, and they keep trying to go for the next best thing. There would be an impression that there are fewer men to choose from in the pool of eligible men. And you can look at a man and go, oh, well, he's not 6 feet tall, but He's 5'9", and he's cute, so that's good enough. Instead of going, no, he's got to be 6 feet tall, he's got to be cute, he's got to have a six-pack, he's got to have a good car, he's got to have good income. No, you actually have to interact with a human being and deal with them on that level. Some men are intimidated by strong women. No, not strong women. Men will get intimidated by beautiful women. They'll get scared of beautiful women, yes, but strong women, they don't intimidate me. What are you going to do to me? Are you going to punch me? Oh, your little tiny fist is going to slam into my face? That's illegal. But also, I'm not worried about it. I've been punched by girls before. I've been punched by girls bigger than me before. And believe me, it's not intimidating. If you're particularly headstrong, confident, and independent, chances are you're having a harder time dating than some of your more agreeable female friends. Despite the new wave of female empowerment, some men just can't grow out of their hero complex and are stuck idealizing the perfect female. Okay, then. It's really less about you and more about his insecurities. Nope. Nope. Some men still have an internal voice telling them they should drive the relationship forward financially and emotionally. When men feel needed, their hero complex gets triggered. The feeling of being needed, of being stronger, of being superior is what most men look for in a relationship. Really? How come I don't have these feelings? How come I don't know men who have these feelings? If it feels you've got it all together, he might feel a little lost in the relationship. Without traditional roles, men who aren't used to dating strong women might have a hard time defining their place and would rather trot off to find the next damsel in distress. There is truth to that last line there. Yeah, without the traditional dating roles, it's hard to go, okay, what do I bring to the table? What do I do here? What am I doing here? If you have everything that you need, what am I supposed to do for you? What part am I supposed to fulfill in this relationship? I know what I want from you. Men are pretty easy to satisfy. It's the women that are the harder ones to satisfy in these long-term relationships. Long-term modern relationships. It used to be, we don't need this anymore. Partly, right? Because it used to be that women actually needed men for survival. And men actually needed women for survival. We actually needed to partner up because we had better chances of living into old age if we did. Now it's like you can be single your entire life. You can be a virgin, single your entire life, and then die at 90 years old. That was not the case in centuries past. It was much harder to do. Sometimes some women did. There were spinsters that lived on their own and lived alone or lived with other women until they were decades and decades old and never had a man. But that was the exception, not the rule. The man-child phenomenon. Oh yeah, the man-child phenomenon. There's no such thing as a woman-child phenomenon. We are not infantilizing our women at all. Women are not having all of their responsibilities removed from them so that they can act like children their entire lives. People have emotional baggage.
Emotional damage!
Because of hookup and app dating culture, it's easy to burn through a long list of partners really quickly. On the upside, you meet a lot of people and take on new experiences in a short period of time compared to pre-app dating times. Unfortunately, this also means we are exposed to more heartache now more than ever. When casual dating turns from fun to exhausting, people become desensitized when it comes to relationships. It's not that good men don't exist, it's just that they're a little tired. No, jumping from one breakup to another can disillusion anyone, making it seem like the earth is just a cold, lonely globe. Lugging the emotional baggage around can keep people from truly connecting and opening themselves up to new experiences. A man who was once an amazing partner might be more reserved and unable to show his true colors precisely because he's no longer prepared to get into something more serious. It might be that he's jaded, that he's been through a bunch of women and he's gone, okay, all these women are crazy and all they want is one thing. They don't want a serious relationship. They're looking for the hookup and that's it. And so since that's all that they want, that's all I can offer, that's all I'm going to look for. Being a commitment phobe is normal. Define commitment phobe, because being commitment averse is probably normal because you don't want to tie yourself down to one person and then they turn out to be the wrong person. And especially for men, when we are the ones who get the short end of the stick in family courts. You end up having kids with a person, they get taken away from you just because she said, oh, abuse. And even if there was no abuse, you can just say, oh, yeah, abuse. And that's it. No more kids. So it's ridiculous. Being a commitment phobe went out back in the 80s. Back in the 80s. A couple in their 20s, they were shacking up. And he's like, I don't want to get married because, I can just leave. I don't have to have this messy entanglement if we decide to go our separate ways. She wanted to get married. And I understand the urge to, the desire to have that feeling of belonging and being needed and wanted, because I don't have a good family, right? My family didn't want me in their lives. They never acted that way. Whether or not they actually did, want me? I don't know. But they never acted like they wanted me. So I wanted to replace my family with a surrogate family in the form of a wife. So I get that, wanting that. And I think that's kind of how women operate, is they want to have that. I want to feel like, I'm really important to somebody, so much so that they would tie me down and keep me. But it's just, the system is stacked against men, so they want to get into it. And I don't know if he's talking about women in here being commitment phobes, but there are women now that are like, yeah, I don't want to get married. I can just play the field and have fun. You're too easy to get. No. Nope. All men like a bit of a chase. Nope. But because of casual dating sensibilities, we've created this paradox wherein men only want to chase specific types of women. You can be hard to get and independent, but not to the point that he'll feel unwanted and insignificant. Alternatively, if you're easy to get, you are not giving him the chance to prove himself and make him feel like he earned it. That's not true at all. Believe me, the crap I've been through with women, I felt like I earned every bit of what I get with all the good stuff that I get with my wife. Guy brains can revert to the primal days in that they enjoy a hunt and the mating process. Even just the illusion of being hard to get and working for it is enough to keep a man coming back for more. Nope, that'll drive a man away fast. You want to play hard to get, men are done. Men are done with these games. This is the reason men don't want to date women. It's too many games. Don't play. Be freaking straightforward. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you feel. Tell us what you want. That's what we need. People tend to hold out for their best or for the best. Women do. Men do too, but not nearly like what women do. Women, they want 99% or better of their list. Men are like, are you hot? Are you nice? Do you give it up on a regular basis? Are you going to support me if I need you to? That's it. Good men are already in a relationship. Remember what we said about the 10-10 guys being somewhere else. Well, hey, I guess I'm a 10 out of 10 because I'm in a relationship, even though I'm not 6 feet tall. So what do you know? They're closer than you think, but it just so happens that they're already in a committed relationships. Let's face it, modern dating is extremely competitive. With too many man children popping up, finding a good man is like finding a needle in a haystack. They are in short supply and will likely only go for women who are closer to perfect. If you're anything else than what they want, they know their worth after all. You might not even have a chance to say hi. It's just the law of supply and demand at work. Is it them or is it you? It may feel like good men simply don't exist anymore, but what you feel and the reality around you might not be the same thing. The problem could be with you rather than the men around you. You might not be looking for the same kind of love. What is this? There are different kinds of love out there, and we all see and approach these types of love differently. Some people are in it for lust. Others are in it for attraction, attachment. And we often find ourselves clashing against those who want a different kind of love. Even if you find man who marks all your boxes, we don't truly feel compatible with you if he's looking for a different type of love from what you're looking for. Psychologist Helen Fisher describes 3 types of love in her book, Why We Love. I read that book. Motivated by sexual desires, lust, attraction, motivated by appeal, allure, and the desire to find and settle with a partner. Attachment, motivated by the need for security, safety, feeling, and bonding and duties to others. Our partner needs to have the same type of love in their sights. Without that, we'll never feel truly settled with them. And there will always be the longing for something else or something more. Yeah, so I have all 3 of these, so I don't know what that's all about. I mean, I'm like, I want lust, I want attraction, I want attachment. Those are the 3 things I'm looking for, and maybe that's my problem. You don't know how to lead love. For so many women, there's the feeling that the right man will just fall in your lap and walk by you one day and everything will be perfect. But the truth is most men aren't Prince Charmings waiting to find the woman to sweep off their feet. Most men are equally clueless and awkward when it comes to dating and love, and your perfect man may be hiding behind a shy demeanor. So it's up to you to sometimes lead love. Find the man who may not be the finished product, but is a diamond in the rough who simply needs to be led to the perfect relationship with you. Learn how to be in charge, how to grab a potential partnership relationship, and turn it into the perfect one. This step can be difficult for women who aren't used to taking charge or taking the lead, but sometimes it's a necessary one. Women have an issue with settling for a man. When I was doing self-help in group sessions, there was an attractive woman. She was, as I recall, in her late 20s, 2 kids, married, and she despised her husband, and she let it be known. She was angry all the time with him because he was not her ideal mate. She said even to to maintain the relationship, she had to keep reminding her throughout the entirety of their relationship up until the day that they got married that he was a good man for her. He was a good partner for her. Well, this is a problem that a lot of people have. I never met her husband. I don't know what he looked like, but I'm sure judging by what she looked like, he was probably a pretty good looking guy and a pretty good guy, a pretty good stand-up guy. Considering he married her, gave her 2 kids, and he put up with her negative attitude all the time. That wasn't what she wanted. They want the bad boys. They want to play us. Well, you bring this on yourself. These 18 rules are pretty simple. Take away the system we have in our society for women to be independent, and all of a sudden, women will find men incredibly alluring. It will be amazing how women will find men to be so incredibly alluring. They will be like, oh my God, men are hot everywhere. Instead of, I don't need no man, it'll be like, men are amazing. But no, we insist on keeping the system where women can be independent boss babes and have a man. 12, you aren't ready to negotiate right. Yeah, what is this old saying? Love and honor thy mate. And nobody tells you about love, honor, and compromise. Because there's a lot of compromise in a relationship. You compromise a lot. And if you truly love the person, you'll do that for them. And that's just how it is. You're going to have to go, look, I don't need the perfect guy. I need a guy who is good enough. So lower your standards. And then be willing to sacrifice things in your life to make the relationship work. That might mean that you have sex when you don't want to. Ladies, if there are any ladies watching this, that's a big one. You're waiting for your perfect man who doesn't exist. Yeah, women do that. There's no such thing as the perfect man, right? Everybody has flaws. Everybody has shortcomings. I had to go to the Ford market to find my wife. She came here to the United States. She's fresh off the boat, basically, when I met her. She hadn't been here a few months. And if it wasn't for that, for her being a foreign woman, I probably would not have been in this relationship. And then on top of that, I certainly would not have married her. 14, you're letting the small things get in the way. Again, this just goes back to everything else we've been saying here. Don't be so picky. Don't have such high standards. 15, you act too desperate and it turns guys off. Only if you're like baby rabies. That's it. If you're just like, oh my God, you're so cute, I want to be with you. Dude, guys love that. But if you're like, all right, we need to move this forward. We got to get married. We got to have kids. We got all this stuff because your biological clock is ticking. Yeah, that's not something that's going to be attractive to men. But if you're like, hey, you and me, let's go. Guys love that. You aren't really trying. Well, yeah, we know it's hookup culture. None of them are really trying, right? Then there's the complete opposite of desperation, not trying at all. Yeah, these women wonder why they're single and they let good men pass them by all the time. You may say to yourself that you're trying so hard to find the right guy and there are no good guys out there, but when was the last time you actually went on a date? Here's the truth. If you haven't found your man yet, then you're probably not looking in new places. Living your same life and doing the same things over and over again won't make your man magically appear out of thin air. No, this is not. Okay. If you're sufficiently in public spaces, then you can meet men. Now, so what is sufficiently in public spaces? You got to be around men. Like, I go to the gym. We all know this. It's no secret. And if you're a single lady there and you want a man, go up and smile and say hi to a man. Chat, just say hi. How you doing? Hey, go up to him when he's on a machine and be like, hey, can I work in with you? See, the women don't do that. The women don't put themselves out there. And you don't have to put yourself out there and be like, hey, I think you're cute. I want to go out with you, especially to a stranger. That's really hard for a woman to do. It's hard for a man to do. But just go up and start chatting about the workout that you're doing, something that is common to the area, or just smile and say hi to him. That helps a lot. If you just are friendly and be like, hey, how you doing? Or if you see a guy at the gym more than once, a couple of times, maybe 3, 4, or 5 times, whatever, say, hey, I've seen you around a couple of times. What are you working on today? That's it. Join a gym and you can change your whole life. Your whole dating life can change, especially if you're a girl. You can just go through guy after guy. I'm sure that you can find plenty of men who want to be with you at the gym. But it doesn't have to be the gym. It just has to be some sort of social, some sort of public activity where you're going to come across a lot of guys and then you can engage them in some way. If you work at the mall, that helps, right? Because there's going to be a lot of guys around, especially if you work in a men's clothing store. There's going to be a lot of guys coming through, or just even like a department store at the mall, right? There's going to be a lot of guys coming through. You'd be like, hey, how you doing? And then you can meet somebody that way. Your social skills could use some serious work. Yeah, like I just said, most women don't have good communication skills when it comes to dating. They don't understand that, look, men need to know. We can't read your minds. And all you have to do is be friendly and open-minded about meeting a man, and you can meet a man. 18, you haven't improved yourself in a long time. If you're a chub, don't be a chub. If you're young and attractive, take advantage of that and find a good man while you're young and attractive. You don't need to improve yourself. Here are 7 places you can go to find a good man. Okay, let's see 7 places. Community events. I said be social. So volunteer work, tourist sites in your own city, coffee shops, professional associations, bookstores, and classes. Okay, so this is like a terrible list. Perhaps community events. Depends on what the community event is. Volunteer work. Nope. Most volunteer work is not going to get you a man. You're not going to be around enough men in volunteer work. It's got to be some big volunteer job where you're like, hey, look, there's a lot of people who do this volunteer job. There's a lot of turnover or whatever. Tourist sites in your own city. Nope. You're going to be tourists. Do you want to have a relationship with a guy who lives 1,000 miles away or who lives halfway around the world? Coffee shops. Okay, coffee shops is good. Coffee shops is a good place. But you got to be willing to talk to men. Professional associations, I guess, perhaps. Bookstores, possibly, yeah. I never met any girls at bookstores. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. I did get a date with a girl I met at a bookstore. Classes, yeah, if you're in college. But if you're 35, what are you doing in classes? What are you taking classes for? Maybe there's a good reason, but most likely no. So the gym is not on this list, and the gym is one of the best places to meet people, I think. If you're a girl, one of the best places to meet people. You can just go and chat up. Like, there's guys all over the gym. Just go there and be like, hi, how you doing? I can't tell you how many people I talk to at the gym. And obviously, I'm in a relationship, so it's not anything like, oh, look, I want to go out with you. It's just like, look, there's people at the gym I'm talking to. So, yeah, Lachlan Brown, I don't think you really, I'm sure you're just trying to get out an article. So, probably a good journalist or a good writer for this sort of thing. You're not really doing any research. Anyway, thank you all for watching. We all know why we're red-pilled now, and I'll see you in the next video.